Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jewel Tolentino here. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be answering some of your Amazon FBA questions. Alright, so I'm going to be answering some Amazon FBA Canada questions for you guys. I'm doing it in video form for a couple of reasons. One, it's actually a lot easier for me to speak on camera and do a video. I'm not that great at typing out and doing emails. Arit, my business partner, she's all about doing the typing and doing the emails. And two, I wanted this to be in a video so that other people can benefit from the answers as well. If I only answer the questions in the email, then only that person gets the answer, and maybe other people have the same question as well. So I'm going to try to do this more often where I answer the questions in video format, because I do get a lot of the same questions over and over. Alright, so I've got my phone here and I've got the email with the questions. It's from a fellow Canadian viewer who took my Amazon FBA course, and they just had some questions. First question is, once you have your listing showing up on Amazon, what is the next step? Is it to just wait for the items to sell? Do we need to do anything else? Well, that totally depends on you and your budget, and I would say, and this is what I would do during this time right now. So right now, it's like late July, coming up on August, going to be going back to the season of autumn, and it's going to be September, October, November, and then December, which is Q4 during that time. So what I would do during this time, and if you have the budget, I would suggest that you do this, is to start sending in regular shipments into Amazon and start preparing for Q4. Because here's the thing, a lot of people think that you send in one box and then there you go, you're done. So personally, I'm not one to just send in one box, sit around and wait for something to sell. I would go and start preparing my next shipment, really learn what it is to do these shipments. When I was teaching Arit's mom, we sent in like a shipment every week up until like maybe the end of October. And in that time, every week she was learning so much about what works, what doesn't work. You are going to make mistakes and some things aren't going to sell, but that's okay. That's how you learn the whole Canadian Amazon FBA market. So if you have the budget to do so, I would send in another shipment. And also, I wouldn't rely on just this alone to make some income. I would go and buy items and flip them on Craigslist. I would go buy items and sell them on eBay. Have a whole e-commerce machine going. Next question. So they said we hit one major issue, that when we bought an item, it was only sold by FBA sellers, but now they can see that Amazon.ca jumped on the listing and they brought down the price to a low price. And that the price that they brought it down to is the cost of the item, so there's no way to beat that price and make a profit on that. So yeah, that's going to happen. Amazon is a live market, just like whenever you're selling, like everything's live, everything changes. You can't expect to send something and you scanned it for that and then it's only gonna stay at that price. Like other people are coming into the game, other FBA sellers, other Amazon's gonna get in on it if they feel that they're gonna be profitable. And it happens to me all the time. And this is, it really depends on the item, but this is how I would analyze and look at the situation. So first of all, it depends on what the item is and how much profit you were expecting it to be at. So let's just say that the item was like $50 and it was selling for $50 with the other Amazon FBA sellers, the other sellers, not Amazon. But then Amazon came in the game and they're selling it for like $20. First, I would look at their quantity. So I would see how much of the item Amazon has. So how you find out what the quantity is you go and pretend to buy the item. So when you're doing like an Amazon checkout, when you buy an item, you put in quantity 1. Well, in this case, I put in there's an option to do like a drop down. It goes 1 to 10, and then I think it goes 10 plus, and then it allows you to type in how many of that item you want. Well, I just type in like 999 because most of the time they're not going to have that many, and it's going to show you, oh, Amazon only has 10, 9, 50, whatever the number is. And that will tell me if they have a lot of that product or not. Now, if they have a high amount, if they have like more than 10, I might have that item sent back to me so that I don't incur the storage fees. Again, this is all very variable. It really depends on the item. So I can't say exactly what I would do, but I'm just trying to lay out my thinking process. If they have a smaller amount of the product, I would wait till Amazon runs out, and then it would move down in the next seller's list. Amazon's always testing things, so they'll have a bunch of a product and then they'll sell it, and then they might not refill it again, or they might move on to something else. So it isn't the end of the world when, you know, they jump on a product. And I'm speaking for Amazon FBA Canada. It's a totally different world on Amazon.com. Sometimes they, you know, totally have a hold on that product altogether, and they will keep refilling it over and over. Now, sometimes what I'll also do is depending on what the price is and if I'm going to be profitable, I might go slightly lower than Amazon's price, because there are some people who are shopping and they actually can see. It's kind of confusing sometimes when you do the buy box, but sometimes people know to click on that little prices at the bottom below to see the other sellers. Sometimes some customers know how to do that. Most of the time they don't. And I'll have it slightly cheaper than Amazon, and then I'll make the sale. I'll give you an example of something. So last Christmas, there were at the Dollarama there, and I talked about this in a previous video. There were these guitar, it was Xbox. It was either Wii or Xbox, the Guitar Hero guitar. And it's, you know, if you've ever played the game Guitar Hero, it's in like a, you know, good sized guitar. And that was selling at Dollarama for $4. Now, when I saw that, I freaked out because that was like such a premium item. And you could get that for $4. I bought all of them. I can't remember how many of them, but I bought the entire stock that they had. But here's the thing. On Amazon, there wasn't very much profit at all. So when I scanned it, people were selling it for a low price, like maybe $19 or something like that. So if I bought it at $4 and Amazon takes their cut, there isn't very much profit at all. But after gaining experience in doing this for so long, I just had a gut feeling that I gotta get all of these, and I know that it's going to sell on Amazon, because I knew that all those people would sell out and then it would move on to me, and I was right. So even though people were selling it at the $19 price point and there wasn't much profit, I still bought all of them and I sent them into Amazon, and I priced mine at $49.99, and I just waited until Christmas season. Now, this knowledge that I had and went with was because of experience. It's because I've done this over and over, and I just knew based on my experience of, you know, video games and, you know, this type of a product, I knew that it was going to sell. So when I shipped all of them, I shipped them probably, it was still summertime when I shipped them in, and they sat there until probably November, and I just stood firm at the $49.99 price point, and everyone else was $19, like they were going so low, very little profit. Here comes November, and I'm getting sales for $49.99, like back to back to back, because all those other people in front that were selling it at a lower price, they all sold out. Like, people bought all of them, and now it was my turn to sell at $49.99. And then I all of a sudden changed the standard of the price of the item and actually raised it, and people were actually going even higher than me. There were people that even got to $60 and stuff, and they were selling it as well. And I know it was because, you know, I saw all those low people, but I knew that they would sell out, and I brought it back up to 49, and people were able to even price it higher than me and make even more profit. So that's an example of how things are always changing and moving, and you can manipulate certain products and you can change the game a little bit here. And that's why I always say to people, you know, if you can afford it, obviously if you can't afford to send in a shipment a week, then don't. But if you can, then I would advise it. And it doesn't have to be like huge boxes where it's like hundreds of dollars of items. Like, you can find lots of things at Dollarama, at Winners, Canadian Tire, sometimes Dollar Tree. They're a little bit less quality, but sometimes you can find things. And the thing with items is sometimes they'll sell right away, but sometimes they take a while. And like I always say to people, Amazon FBA Canada is unpredictable. It's weird, but I do know, and this is my strategy, that you can sell things for much higher than what they are. And I always go for at least $15 to $20 profit per item. Do I always get that every single time? No. Sometimes I lose out, but most of the time I want to make sure that I'm getting at least that. And there are times where I get, you know, $50 profit per item. I spend the time to find those items. And that's just my current strategy. There are other people who focus on, you know, smaller profits, but the product moves faster. It really depends on what your style is for Amazon FBA Canada. So my current strategy right now would be to build up your products for Q4. Right now it is currently summer 2018, and I've just been sending in shipments here and there a couple times a month. You know, Amazon FBA is not my full-time thing. It's always been part-time for me, so I've been sending in shipments. It's been a very busy summer for me, and I'm actually leaving in August for Bermuda because my sister is getting married soon. But I am gathering products and shipments to send in because you want to make sure to get everything in by, I'd say, mid-November at the latest. And then that's when things on Amazon in general and in just shopping in general start to heat up. So that would be my strategy. That is my answer to your questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please let me know by giving this video a like, a comment, or subscribe. All that would be very much appreciated. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Back from the dead.